Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Wide Awake. This is a space where we talk about mental health, and today I want to start this video by saying how sad it is that we live in a world or in a society where crying is considered to be a sign of weakness, where crying is considered as something too emotional or too soft, and real strength is about never breaking down. And this is something that I totally disagree with. To me, crying is not a sign of weakness, but it is a sign of strength. It's a sign of being honest. It's a sign of having courage to not bottle up or suppress your emotion, but rather express it. Crying is one of the most natural action that our body can take. It's our body's and our mind's way of processing or releasing emotions such as frustration, anger, relief, or sadness. For an example, crying is like a steam, and our body and our mind is like a pressure cooker. So when we cry, it's like the steam coming out of the pressure cooker. And when we see it in a psychological and biological ways as well, it's the most natural way of processing any emotions, right? So when we cry, we release these toxins out from our body. Crying is not falling apart, it's about choosing your heart to heal and rather not to be hardened. Well, now we are going to talk about the myths about crying. Well, there are lots of myths about crying, but I have picked the top 3 common ones which everyone can resonate with. Number 1, crying is a sign of weakness. Number 2, crying won't change anything. Number 3, crying is just for women. So let's start by discussing the first one, that is crying is a sign of weakness. We have been told to hold it all together. Strong people don't cry, that tears makes us only fragile and weak. But the real strength is about facing your emotion. It takes immense amount of courage to face what you're feeling. It takes courage to accept how you feel. It takes honesty to say that I'm not fine instead of pretending to be fine behind a fake smile, right? So the second myth that we have is crying won't change anything. Well, it might not change what has happened because that is not in our control. But what it can do is it can help us to feel lighter. It can allow us to feel relief. After crying, we may get some clarity about the things that is bothering us, because it's our way of cleansing our emotional body. Just like how the sky is clear after the rain, that's how our body, emotional body, is clear after we cry. And that is such an important thing to do when we feel heavy. Letting it out, letting that emotion go somewhere, letting that energy not be suppressed but expressed. And the third myth that we have is crying is only for women. Men are not supposed to cry. This is one of the most dangerous beliefs that I have ever come across. Society has conditioned men to think that crying means being less masculine. It's about being less capable. From a young age, men are told don't cry, as if emotions were something to be ashamed of. But crying does not take away your strength or your identity, it just makes you human. Crying is not a gender role, or it's not a gender act. When men suppress emotions, they do not stop feeling, they just stop expressing it. And that eventually turns out into a suppressed emotion which gets converted into anger, frustration. And this is why suppressing your emotions, whether you be a man or a woman, is never a good sign. Thank you everyone for staying with me throughout this conversation and opening your heart with me. I just want to end this video by saying that crying is not a flaw, or it's not a gendered limited act. It's something very human, it's something very natural. And the next time, if you must cry, cry. If you must feel, feel. And if somebody is crying around you, give them that space to express the tension and the stress out from their body instead of asking them to stop crying or asking them to be strong. That's my humble request to you. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I will see you guys next Saturday. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye bye.